Hey guys, it's Mr. Smiley here. I'm with my Town Hall 9 Mason Killer, who is a member of Reddit Force. And I wanted to show, I thought it'd be interesting to show a failed attack, a almost successful attack, and then show how, how some tweaks were made to make this a better attack on the second try, and how it ended up with a 3-star. So the first one was about a 99.8% attack, and really just kind of user error. That one of the great strengths of Reddit Force, and one of the reasons why I wanted to be a part of the clan, is that attack planning. Everybody is so eager to help each other out with attack plans. It's very rewarding to help somebody out who really wants to, is making the effort. There's nothing more frustrating than helping a clanmate who then just doesn't do anything with it, and you feel like you're wasting your time. So that's one of the appeals of Reddit Force, is that there's a lot of attack planning, and then also after your attack, you say, look, if I had to do that attack over again, what would I have done differently to get the 3-star? And sometimes the answer is, I would have done everything completely different. I would have scrapped that plan. I had my plan, I executed it perfectly, and it was just a bad plan. And sometimes it was a great plan, you just made a couple mistakes. So here, that's the case with this attack. This is a queen walk, bowler walk, mass valk. So I'm going to start the queen walk over here, and in my planning phase, I know I have to get rid of this archer tower, and for some reason this is a little bit off, but I had to get rid of that archer tower in order to get the lure. And I was a little bit sloppy on my lure, that I sent one hog this way and then the other hog went where I wanted to go, because this mortar right here is inside the clan castle range. And so that's the key with these attacks. 60-70% of the attack is getting a good lure and a good kill on the clan castle. There was a completely different attack before this that revealed that it was a bunch of max loons in the clan castle. So I'm trying to get the lure here, lure it back to my queen. I didn't really need to bust into this area, but that's more territory that my queen can take if I do. So I go ahead and do that. Everything goes pretty well with that, and then I'm going to start my bowler walk up here. And the key mistake I made with the bowler walk was that I did not funnel them correctly. You want them to either go out and around and take that, or you want them to come in here as a pack and follow your Valkyrie. And the worst thing you can do is basically what I did here, which was I got greedy on my funneling minion, and I waited until right before I dropped the bowlers to drop the minion. And because I wanted to, I guess in my head I thought it was going to go over here and attack some of this other stuff while it was distracted. It was just a stupid decision. I didn't really put a lot of thought into it. But then in diagnosing what I did wrong, what I absolutely did wrong was not put my funneling minion here from the start, and that way the bowlers would have picked one direction, probably outside here, and they would have all lived rather than split up. And so that was the big key mistake. The other one, which was kind of user error, was I thought I was going to kill this cannon here, and as my kill squad comes in here, they start heading towards the cannon, but then they veer back off. And so as the attack moves down through the base, and your eyes move down through the base, and I'm feeling pretty happy as I get to 94, 95, 96, and then I get to 99, and I'm just like, wait a minute, what's left? And then I realized there's a cannon back there. So if I had paid better attention, I could have sent one of my cleanup minions up here. I could have I could have sent my cleanup hogs up there. There were a variety of things that I could have done better that were user error. But the big thing I think on the attack was the steering minion for the bowler walk. So that's one of the things that when I went back to chat and with my clanmates, and they were asking the guy who's doing the follow-up attack here, which I'll show, saying, what would you do different here? And we talked about a bunch of different things that we could have done differently, but really I think it was a really good plan. I just didn't drop my steering minion. And so we're seeing that on a lot of attacks as we start going through this strategy. The key is you have to funnel your bowlers, and bowlers are pretty tricky to funnel. They're a little bit trickier than the queen because there's 5 of them, and you want to keep them all in a pack, and they have a little bit of a funky AI. So here I should have had that minion up there a long time ago, probably before I even dropped the queen, and I didn't. And so I want you to pay attention up there to at 12 o'clock and see my minions. So there, I've already dropped the bowlers, and there goes my minion. I did not give it enough time to clear that army camp, and so the bowlers get a little bit confused. I thought they might, and there the minion dies before it can get that other army camp. But by that point, the bowlers have kind of split apart into two different groups, and so you see they do take care of that Burger King. I send the Valk in. The Valk go in nicely, and there it looks like everybody's headed over towards that cannon. And so mentally I thought the cannon was dead. I have that bowler going over to that cannon. It started attacking it, and then as the attack moves through there, I did not notice that the cannon was still up. It's not like they made it nice and shiny and conspicuous and gold. All right, so here we go, moving through the base. Everything else is going pretty much as planned. I ended up this attack with quite a few troops left over. Unfortunately, not a troop like a hog, which could have jumped over walls, but getting a 99.8%, while frustrating, still means that you probably had a pretty decent plan. So here we go, just kind of watching everything finish off. Getting a little bit low on troops, but the key troops that I have here are the Queen Walk kind of coming around counterclockwise, and that bowler coming around clockwise. Again, if I had 4 or 5 bowlers still up there, he would have done a whole much better job, and it would have freed up my queen. If I had popped that queen ability a little bit earlier, maybe that would have given me the time I needed in order to have her rush back and finish off that cannon. But anyway, let's go ahead and fast forward through this. Here's my, everything's going down, everything's going down. Wait, what? And then they rush back. And the queen, is she going to make it? Nah. No. Heartbreaking. But, it probably helped that I had a 3-star on the other one. But let's go ahead and watch somebody clean up my mess. So let's see. That was on 23, and Lieutenant Mitchell, we were talking about it in chat, like I said, and he does a really good job here. I think the only mistake that I recognized was that he left this one army camp up here, so the Valk veered a little bit at the start, but that's kind of a nit. So here we go with the same kind of entry. He's got the wall breakers, bust that open. And there's the minion up there at the top. The steering minion right at the top, just, it did not need me to drop the bowlers first. It would have been safe there. And there he goes with that one hog, so also more efficient with the lure than I was, making sure that it was at the bottom to go directly towards that mortar. That way he has an extra hog at the end of the attack as cleanup. There he goes with the bowler attack, dropping it a little bit lower, which we talked about in chat. They do split up a little bit, but you can see for the most part, they're further away from that army camp. So the hope is that they'll all head south, that King attacks them and gets the aggro, which isn't that big of a deal. So they mow through that King. The bowlers can handle a King pretty well. Do not drop them in front of the Archer Queen. That is bad news. They will probably kill her, but she'll take out a couple of them. So there, he could have dropped that, something on that army camp at the top. Just one Valkyrie would have saved his King and the Valkyrie from having to chew through 2 walls there. But there he's still got all of his bowlers up, and that's how I wish that my bowlers would have acted. So they start sending in the hog for some cleanup. Does a nice job with the spells. The Queen's doing a nice charge through the middle of the base. Unfortunately, the healer's starting to take some damage, but he's still got a lot of troops here. He's got some cleanup minions. They can go to work over there, and as you can see, the bowlers are just kind of following around the Valk and the hogs and acting as cleanup here. And they do a really good job of that. Everything's kind of in a straight line. For some reason, they decide to just start throwing out walls, but a couple of them start going down. Yeah, they have some wacky AI, but they're still incredibly powerful tool, especially when you can get 5 max ones in the clan castle. And there's the cleanup. So awesome job, Lieutenant Mitchell. And if your clan is not talking about failures, It's not making excuses. It's doing a post-mortem and just figuring out what works better so that you can have an effective cleanup. So, till next time.